got me in a jam again.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. Yeah, this time we're going to look at game number 7 in our 20 from 1991 series. This game is the arcade sequel to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and this is called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. And this was, again, created by Konami. And this game features the same controller layout, a joystick, and an attack and a jump button. But this has more moves than the first game had. And the moves are actually quite cool. And you're going to really need them because the enemies are even more pesky than in the first game. And this doesn't have the theme from the first game or from the cartoon series that it was based on. This was the same year that there was a second Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles live-action movie called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze. And this has a couple enemies from that movie. Tokka and Rahzar.
My toes! My toes!
This game has got even better humor than the first game. And it is a blast. It is also a 4-player simultaneous play, or up to 4 players playing at once, like the first game. So you can play as Leonardo, Raphael, Donatello, and or Michelangelo. There is a new type of pizza that you can come across in this game. One restores your life, and now a new one will give you a special attack for 3 seconds. We'll come across that later.
This is April O'Neil reporting.
And giant Krang steals the Statue of Liberty.
Hey, Krang! Bring that statue back, you bloated beanbag!
And we're going to start in New York. Eventually, we will go back in time. And I'm going to play as Leonardo. Now, your turtles, like in the first game, are very nimble. You can jump all over the screen. And you'll need to because the enemies really start to get good at attacking you from all angles. And this is really easy right here because there's only a couple to deal with. You don't want to screw around much because if you do screw around in one place for too long, apart from fighting a boss, you will eventually die, and we'll look at that later on. You can attack those traffic cones to knock them out of the way. But yeah, the screen will get full of enemies, and they are very adept at attacking you from both sides. Now, if you can get adept at tapping the attack and jump buttons at the same time real quick, then you can do some very damaging moves, or do a very damaging moves. And we just got the pizza that replenishes our energy. Now, the moves are, again, like I said, a quick tap of the attack and jump buttons together does a very powerful swipe move. And then you can also jump and then press A and B together. Excuse me, and you'll do a dive kick. If you press backwards and A and B, you will do a reverse shoulder charge.
Prepare to die.
And you gotta watch out for giant Krang's eye beams. Now, if you hold down left or right for a couple seconds, your turtle will run, and that was not present in the first game. And while you're running, you can press the attack button to do a shoulder charge. Or you can press the jump and attack buttons together to do a slide kick. And if you hold down A and B together, you can do a very slow jump and do a quick kick in the air. And while you do that move, you can wail on the attack button to do repeated attacks as you descend very slowly. So many cool moves in this game. The boss of this stage is Baxter Stockman, and he's very, very easy. But most of the bosses are really, really going to take a long time to defeat. And Baxter can shoot you in midair. If you attack him a bunch of times on the ground, he won't really retaliate. So you can whack him a whole bunch of times repeatedly. Don't think that if you're on a slightly different plane from an enemy that you can be able to hit them and they won't be able to hit you, as is actually common in a number of beat-em-up games. So don't try to employ that strategy. This game is pretty hard, and you really do need several players helping you out at once. So try to get some friends to play, so it's like 4 players simultaneous play, because those enemies are so numerous and they're so tough. Baxter's handgun will try to grab you and cause damage, but he's really quite easy.
Cowabunga!
There are 9 stages in this game, and now we go to Alley Cat Blues. Make use of the fire hydrant. If you can find areas where you can put your back up against a wall, do so, because that'll keep enemies from sneaking up behind you. And again, if you can learn to use that attack and jump button together, move real quick, then you'll be able to knock enemies out of the way or cause great damage. And you can also smack oil drums and cause them to explode and take out any enemies nearby. Yeah, here, put your back against that dumpster so that enemies can't sneak up behind you. It's really, really tough to consistently get that attack and jump button simultaneous move to work repeatedly. It seems you do the slow jump instead when you want to do the swipe attack. But it sure is fun to.
Is creepy.
It sure is fun to try to do all the moves and learn when is the best time to use them. Yeah, you can fall down that hole, and I think you lose a little bit of energy. Now, I think if you press like towards an enemy twice while you're attacking them, then you will throw them or slam them back and forth with your weapon. Lost a life. You can add credits during gameplay and have a whole bunch. Probably up to like 99. You don't score much in this game, and you didn't in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the first game, either. I do like that move a lot. It's not terribly damaging, but it's cool looking. You do you hold the attack and jump together to do a slow high jump, and then you wail on the attack button as you descend, and you'll attack repeatedly. And there is that secondary pizza. Each turtle will have a consistent attack happen, and you just try to mow down as many enemies as you can within 3 seconds. And this boss coming up here is one of the harder bosses in the game, and he's only the second boss. And this is and this is Metalhead. And I think he was actually created by Donatello, and he went bad for some reason. Kind of like Ultron. But this guy, he doesn't want you to attack him head on. He has moves to counter that. And if you get away, he'll have this flying kick attack. It's just really damn hard. And you could fall into that little hatch in the upper right and sustain a little bit of damage. Yeah, and he can attack you from far away. This guy is so freaking annoying. If you can maybe whack him from a different angle or before he can get to your plane with the attack and jump swipe attack consistently, then maybe you'll have an easier time. But God, he is just freaking hard, and it's not fair. As you can see, he also has like a laser gun. Ah! Damn that guy. And again, if you want your turtle to run, just hold the joystick forward for a couple seconds.
Oh, shell shock.
I will show what it looks like to beat Metalhead. I think if you play like 2 or 3 or 4 player simultaneous play, and you let the time run out so you can't continue, I think your score is still waiting there in the wings, so when you do decide to continue, you can pick up where you left off. I think that's right. But at any rate, that's what it looks like when your game is over and you let the time run out before you decide to continue. And now we're going to pick up where we left off here, and we're going to look at the other turtles. And we're going to play as Michelangelo with the nunchucks. I like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon as much as any other kid in the 80s, even though I was in my later teens at that time. I still watched it. I still enjoyed the Disney afternoon, other cartoons that were popular at the time. I remember finding Captain Planet to be kind of cheesy. Just kind of thinking about all the cartoons that were popular back then. Yeah, Metalhead is a pain in the ass.
Cowabunga! Sewer surfing.
If you have multiple players playing at once and you beat a boss, you all high-five each other. You don't just jump up and say Cowabunga. I like when you hit those spikes, your turtle says, "My toes, my toes." This game is just, it's just so funny. We're not going to do a full we're not going to do a full playthrough. That would take too long. We'll look at each turtle, and eventually we'll look at all the turtles at once. I missed the pizza. The pizza will have a heart over it if that's going to restore your energy. And this boss just features these aliens jumping out of the sewer coming at you. And I don't remember these creatures being in the cartoon. And you can see where they're going to pop up out of the water. You can see like some bubbles or something. So you need to get out of the way before the aliens jump at you and cause damage. I am sure happy that it's the weekend. Got any weekend plans?
My patience is wearing thin. I'm banishing you to a time warp from which you will never return.
I have no idea where Shredder learned to cause time travel. But we go back to prehistoric times to start things off. And there's pterodactyls that either drop rocks on you or maybe eggs. And they transport some of the foot soldiers. Music's really weird here. Yeah, make use of your turtle's flexibility. Here's Raphael with his size. I really love that move, even though it's not terribly damaging. If you could perfect the attack and jump button quick swipe move, then definitely make use of that most of all, because it's really damaging. Yeah, we'll just scoot forward to various moments in the game. Some of those guys with the projectiles get really annoying by this point. You can't ride the dinosaurs, unfortunately, like in Golden Axe. You know, when you knock off the riders of various mounts. And this character, I'm not familiar with it. Some blob of protoplasm or something. And this boss is actually kind of easy if you're not really clumsy. If you can do that swipe and then stay out of range of its slap attack or its throwing a gob of stickiness at you,
Man, I just had
like
a shower.
that, then you can beat him without too much trouble. I like that. Man, I just had a shower. But yeah, this is a blast. Again, not only to play because it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, but also to try to familiarize yourself with all the moves. And now we get transported to another era.
Skull and crossbones.
Now we go to a pirate ship. The good ship Shredder.
Duh, my nose.
You gotta look for those little marks on the floor of the pirate ship, because they will smack you in the face with a plank if you walk on them. Yeah, you gotta watch out for these guys with the explosive arrows, or the fire arrows.
Forgot the sun cream.
And there's an explosive crate that you can set off to at least damage all the surrounding enemies.
Duh, my nose.
Dang it! Yeah, you really got to pay attention to those marks on the floor to tell you where those planks will fly up and hit you. Definitely use the swipe attack on those guys with the big old bazookas, those rock soldiers or whatever they are. Now we've got a heavy rain coming.
Ooh,
Ouch!
I feel seasick.
And now we see Tokka and Rahzar from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze movie. I think that's where they debuted. That's a very silly movie. I think I saw it in the theater with my brothers. Yeah, they can slam into each other, very reminiscent of Rocksteady and Bebop from the first game. Yeah, like I said, the boss fights in this game can be very, very long, very arduous. It can be very hard to find a successful pattern to keep them from causing too much damage. That's why it's best to have a bunch of friends help you out in this game. There's no very good indication of when they're going to charge at you. All of a sudden, boom, they smack into you. Maybe you just need to stay close to them. Is he supposed to be a buzzard, I guess? Or a vulture? Learn to do that quick swipe move. Like I said, it's very, very damaging. Or maybe he was also a turtle. I can't tell.
Cowabunga!
And now we get transported to a different era.
Bury my shell at Wounded Knee.
Oh, the Old West? Yep.
Let's kick shell.
And now we're going to play as all four Toitles. I've got the controls mapped out identically, so we're all using the same controls at the same time. And the foot soldiers arrive, or extra foot soldiers arrive via horseback. The boss at the end of this stage is a rather tough one as well, and it's Leatherhead. I think both Leatherhead and Metalhead were sometimes friends, sometimes foes of the Turtles. And I don't follow the comics close enough to really know the ins and outs of their relationship with the Turtles. I've read seasick on a train? Okay.
I feel seasick.
Weird. But I've read a little bit of the comic. It was pretty cool.
I feel seasick.
It debuted in 1984, I believe.
Pizza time.
And the cartoon series came out a few years after that. Yeah, if you have multiple players playing it once, then you'll have multiple pizzas. And try not to hog all the pizzas with one character. Unless you just want to piss off your friends. Yeah, the enemies that have long-range attacks really get annoying by this point. And remember to run, you don't double tap the joystick like you do in a number of games when you want to do some sort of dash move. You just hold left or right. You just hold in one direction for a couple seconds, then you'll run. Scoot forward to our battle with Leatherhead. I'll have to watch some old episodes of the Turtles cartoon of the 80s to 90s one. Sorry, I'm drinking a Coke in your ear. I don't really drink beer hardly ever anymore. Definitely not hard liquor. I just, I've had my share of drinking in the past. I'm done with it. I just like Coke. Some ice water. Yeah, this is just a real long battle. Leatherhead can throw throw daggers at you, and I think maybe on occasion he can throw explosives, and he does a really annoying gator crawl at you. And now we leave that era, and I think we go to the future.
Neon Night Riders.
Well, it's future back in 1991, and you ride these flying vehicles here. Looks like you're about to go off a cliff, but you just fly right over it and go over to the next land purchase. Yeah, watch for the flying guys that are trying to shoot at you. When you're on these vehicles, you can't do all the moves that you could when you were just walking on land. You can still do the high jump and attack while you're slowly descending, but you can't do like the charge attack. I think you can still do the strong swipe attack, but you can't do all the moves that you could do before. I remember seeing this, I think, at a number of arcades. This was very popular, as was the first game. All the kids loved the cartoon. I enjoyed it too. It was very silly. And Super Krang. As is typical in a lot of beat-em-ups, you'll start to see the boss flash here and there as you deal out damage. Krang used to crack me up in the cartoon. He had such a weird voice. And it's just so ugly. It's just kind of a brain-looking creature that put on various mechs or giant robot suits. What were you folks doing back in 1991?
You're going to pay.
See, we're all playing together, so we all high five, which is really cool looking. And now we all get transported to the year.
Starbase, where no turtle has gone before.
Is that 2100? Yeah. Well, that is still in the future. Sometimes I like to imagine what life would look like in the future. Will we have flying cars? Will we land on Mars? Who knows? I think the internet is one of the greatest technical accomplishments of the past, I don't know, 100 years or so. Since I'm pretty antisocial, I like having the internet. It's my replacement for the newspaper. Really, it is pretty awesome. You can discover anything in like a matter of seconds. Here are these little things that pop up out of the ground, and they'll freeze your turtles. That giant ball makes me think of the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, where they came down the stairs in, was it April O'Neil's apartment?
Forgot the sun cream.
I think he said forgot the sunscreen. Yeah, each turtle just spins while swinging their weapon, and it only lasts for 3 seconds. Might not be able to see the lasers coming out, but they are hitting my turtles. Yeah, the enemies get really thick by this point. So yeah, try to learn all the moves.
You shellheads are dead.
Here's Krang in a vehicle. Spits out a bunch of mouser-like robots,
Anyone got a pin?
and it can shoot bubbles that trap your turtles and cause damage. I didn't mention, but by this point I put on like infinite energy. Just wanted to try to beat the game as quickly as I could. Yeah, get out of the way of his bubble trap laser. After you defeat him, that's the last you'll see of Krang.
That hole's our way home. Let's go.
And then I guess you go through the screen after Shredder's face disappears.
Technodrome, the final
And now
shell
you go
shock.
back to the present, or 1991, and we will face Shredder. Like like in the first game, he has at least one move that will automatically kill. Trying to use that quick swipe attack, but oftentimes you'll instead do the slow high jump. It's very hard to get it done right consistently. If I had the arcade buttons, on the arcade control panel, I might be able to do it easier. I'm just using the joypad for my computer. And you'll get the Statue of Liberty back once you beat him. After you see the ending to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time, you will start the game all over again. There was a very, very good sequel to the Nintendo
Where's my rat?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game by Ultra. There's a great sequel to it that was more like the arcade game of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Cowabunga!
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, our 4 reptilian heroes, have overcome the Arc villain Shredder.
And they dropped the Statue of Liberty back on its pedestal. Well, that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Turtles in Time, created by Konami in 1991. Konami was cranking out such good beat-em-ups. And we'll see another one later on in this 1991 series. Yeah, if you experienced life in 1991, want to share what you were doing back then, feel free to leave that in the comments. I like reading about that kind of stuff, what people were doing. I was still working my first job. I was working for Pizza Hut, and I was still making dough, or making sauce, or cooking up the dough, cutting it up.
Big Apple, 3 a.m.
So yeah, you just start over. And in a little bit, we're going to look at what happens if you screw around too long. You'll see Splinter warn you, hurry, multiple times before you get bombs dropped on you and you instantly die.
Oh, shell shock.
But that was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time, game number 7 in our 20 from 1991 series. Well, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you join me soon for game number 6. Have a good weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.